All right, optimists. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Monday. It's a interesting day in the market. Originally, when I was viewing the market earlier today, everything was falling, crashing down, and now we're getting rips. So, kind of a crazy day. Definitely seemed to fit necessarily with what the is doing overall, with the inflation, the Canadian housing market crash, and the housing crash that everyone's talking about in the United States as well, as well as the housing market thing that is beginning to happen over the UK as well, or I should say Europe in general. Morning, Mitch. Morning, Tiny. Good to see you. So an interesting day just because we're seeing these like rips happen. But right now, when last I checked about 5-10 minutes ago, we were starting to get a trend reversal to the downside. So let's go ahead and dive in. Is the music too loud? It kind of feels loud to me. I'm gonna lower it just a little bit. Let's change this track. Maybe it's just that track. All right. And connection is unstable. I'm not on Wi-Fi though. It's on a direct connect. How's the connection looking? Good. Right on. Cool. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Actually, one sec. Let me just check some here. Hit this. And, let's close down. Leave my notes app up. Okay. Boom. Now let's jump in. All right. So up 750. My peak of the day is I've been trading futures since this morning. We're up in stocks too. 3 trades in stocks, all green, very small green though. There definitely was more opportunity than what I took. As far as I go, I'm trying to just focus on something right now. Continued rip on the ES off of the 50 EMA. We kind of pulling back, bouncing off the 50, pulling back on 50 and doing it over and over. We've ran into Brazil here at 30.90. So we've got this like double top up here, and we've had some pretty heavy pullbacks, but not insane pullbacks, and it's not pulling back at like crazy rates either. I mean, this is probably one of the larger red candles that we've had, but for the majority of the candles, it's kind of small, so the price has been relatively predictable, which is great. Let's go ahead and jump to our evaluation, and it looks like we are getting another test of these highs here. We got refresh TCM here. We're trading the micro right now, just to reduce our build-up cushion at the moment. Looking for this one. How much time we got left on this candle? 15 seconds, though. I might wait till this candle's over. Oh, that would have been a nice little entry right there. This is a little close to the end of the candle, so. Oh, these aren't linked. I can only have the one. Okay, well, we just won't use the price ladder. Don't really use it anyway. That nice rip up here. Look, starting to break size. Gonna take an entry point right there.
Order filled.
For 5 ticks to the upside with 8 contracts of the micro. Got that. Big rip. Wow. Maybe I should have been trading the mini on this one. Huge rip. Currently $77.84 on the day. Basically, I took one bad trade. Had a nice pause trade in the beginning, and then took a bad trade here. I think it was actually that one. No, that was a short. That one was pause. Everything's been paused except for one. but the one was pretty bad. So working my way back from that, we're coming up these highs here, which is right at 38.99. Gonna pull back. Wouldn't be surprised if we pull back a little bit into this green here. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a red. It doesn't look like it's gonna be. So it's just gonna continue to rip up. We're gonna test these highs. 8 cents left in this candle. This was an amazing trade. I mean, this was $38.90, ripping all the way up $7. That is like 28 ticks. That would have been in mid trade there, but we did get a little piece of that, and I'm happy about that. Really, just trying to focus on cushion today. That's the main goal. Trying to get I'm trying to get my cushion up to about $500 to $600 over the 100 mark on the evaluation. I have a little ways to go because my first trade evaluation on Friday, and I only took the one, ended up pulling back early before ripping back up, and it cut it on the back. So I took that loss, and then took a win right out of the gate today for $50, and then took a loss. It was like $275, and I've worked my way back from that. Currently sitting at negative 77, and I need to also, essentially just get back to that 100K mark. Have y'all been trading futures yourself as well? I'm just curious how you guys have been doing today. Got these highs up here at 38.99. There it is enough. Probably get a bounce off Doji. I'm trying to look there for a 2-tick. How much we got? Jump back over the evaluation. I'm gonna drop this to 3 ticks, and potentially to go long. We are odds 8 on the TTM, so we got this flag forming here. I've been trading quite a bit before the stream, so I may have a little bit of decision fatigue. I'm trying to kind of balance that, even though I'm seeing a lot of ops. I think I need to just sip my tea and chill a little bit. This was the op I was seeing on this one. So undecided about taking it just because it's kind of there right now. Definitely a flag, like a really solid looking flag. 5 seconds left on the 2, 1, and new candle. Can that push up? Big push up. For a little pullback entry. I got it filled way too high. Cut that. Loss of 80 on that plus fees. Brings us down from 77 down to 168, and it rips right back up. But I got way too high though on that. I honestly wanted to get like right here at 97. Switch over to the mini. We did make a new high. Just up 2 ticks though from our high. Currently getting a bit of a stop from the highs. Got a couple people watching. Hey, what's going on? Happy to see you guys here. We're currently sitting down 168. We just take a loss just now. We were negative 7.7. We've had mostly green trades. We basically had one big green trade. BRB grabbing, or one big fat red trade. So we've been kind of moved out of that. Right now, the ES is testing highs. We got 2 seconds left in this candle. We got a nice flag right here. Taking that entry point, but you know, I'm up for another test of the highs. It's a little extended, honestly. So I'm gonna wait. But it's been like solid for more moves. Jumping back over to the micro and just limit my risk here. And then try and get in here up 39. Right there.
Order filled.
Okay, looking for 3 ticks to the upside with 8 contracts on the micro. Each contract, this is worth $10 per tick right now. So this would be a 30 trade if we get this to the upside, minus fees. Come on, push. Keep getting like 1 tick up. There
Order
we go.
filled.
That. Okay, so that was a $30 trade or so. Sitting down about 150 on the day. On the valuation on the sim, we're doing 762.50. Like I said, we're testing this previous high here. We're getting a little bit of pullback though, and we got a little cooling on the TTM. So our previous was 10.0, almost even, and now we're at like 9.8. But that doesn't necessarily, like, that's not enough of a if you will, on the TTM in order to really make it be. And I wasn't even sharing my screen. I apologize. I really apologize about that. It's not really enough to. You can see right here this cooling on the TTM. I went from 10 to 9.8, 9.5. Not enough to call it a cool down yet. And if we pull this out here, though, we are really ended off the VWAP, like really far. So VWAP is at 38.75 now, and we're pushing 3,900. So we got a $25 gap here, which is really about as far as it normally goes away from the VWAP before it starts to pull back. So, and that's just a pattern I've noticed. And then we're gonna have this whole $3,900 resistance zone right here. So, which we may just blow right past. Move that up. Okay. Let's see if we blow past this, but we do have another flag up here at the top. This is honestly looking like we may get a pullback. Frankly. We've got tests here 1, 2, 3, 4 on the upside. We got 4 tests at that spot. That 3901, 0.75. Breakthrough again. ES going ham today. This email I sent out, market analysis, 4 in the morning. And at that time, like, it was really jumping, like stuff was really jumping down. So we did take $150 trade in the simulator, not in the evaluation, but in the simulator. To take a 2-tick 5 contract trade on the ES to the upside, putting our simulator up 887.50 on the day. Really kind of waiting for a trend reversal at this point, because it really just it feels kind of extended to me. We've had support resistance zones every $5 today, which is kind of uncommon from used to seeing on the ES. Also, targeting the 26 has been above the 35 for quite some time now. We're going to see it begin to diverge, though. That's really important in order to be able to start to see that trend reversal. Let's check out the 5-minute chart here real fast and just see what we got going on the 5-minute chart. We've got about stacks on the TTM. We're just going up and up and up. And on the 5-minute chart, we're really 1, 2. We're on our third move on the 5-minute chart. On the 1-minute chart, though, I don't even know how many moves we put in because it feels like a lot. I should add a 3-minute chart to this. Yeah, I use 3-minute charts. It's super weird. But I'm able to notice weird trends with them. So, LQUW. What should I call you, man? Should I call you LQUW or should I call you something else? Yeah, I want to see a nice big drop too. Let's jump back in. Getting a lot of consolidation up here at the top. Try something here, and it could be a mistake, but I'm gonna try for a short, like a 12 short, here off this 3890 or 3900 level, and that's essentially I'm looking for a pullback to about 3895. Just because we've had this multi-prong run. It's ran multiple times on the 1 and the 5-minute chart. We got a good entry on that too. We got it like right at, we did get it exactly at 3900. This is really, really great entry off that. Currently down 5 ticks on it. And we got another 7 ticks to go or so in order to hit our profit target on this trade. If we do get filled on that, it'd be a total of 750 in profit. Time on this candle, we still got it's actually a candle now, so waiting for the topple. Come back up and testing that 3900. There you go. Looks like shorting off that 3900 level was the right move. I was hoping to get this 12 ticks. It was basically a pullback to 3897, and we got close to that. We got like to like 3897 change, but it didn't pull back enough. And not seeing enough cooling down on the TTM. Gonna flatten here. Yeah. Okay, so that was a profitable trade of $437.50 on the simulator. Jump back over to the valuation. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute pullback. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a bounce. But that 35 and 26 are really diverging here. We did get some divergence here in this area during this pullback. But this divergence looks bigger. And the TTM has further to fall on this now. So we've pulled effectively, there's the drop. That's the big drop there. 4, 3, 2, 1, new candle. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some people take some profit on those shorts there, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on our 6th red candle. To me, that's just too many red candles in a row. So I think that we may see a green soon. And there's that green. There's just too many red candles in a row, so it just makes sense that a green would show up. Checking out the 5. We're still on the cyan on the TTM, but we went from 10 to basically 10. 19 to 19.4 to 19.8. Once I start seeing like blue on the 5-minute chart, then we may start seeing that turnaround. Although we are getting support here on this 5. Start a new 5? No. On the 5-minute chart, we've gotten this 1 run, that 2nd run there, and then this being the 3rd. We got 3 moves to the upside on the 5-minute chart. Switching back to the 1, just seeing where we're at. TTM still cooling, even though we're getting some greens. Okay, so our trade ratio, I want to say we're at like 80% of when you just got a hammer on the SPY. My real name is Low? Is it Low? Low? Jump back. Okay, that back did play out. The 9 is still above the 12 though, so on kind of this bullish move, but the TTM is really cooling down quite a lot now. So that's looking good for a trend reversal. We do want to see a pullback like near the VWAP. You mean nothing else, like pulling back to like 38.80. We want to see that because basically we can't just rip forever, and if we do, then we're bound to get some really huge pullbacks. Kind of like almost like dangerous pullbacks. Switching this back to 5 and looking for a potential short entry. 9 just crossed below the 12, which is indicative of downward momentum. Going short here. Which time? About 5 seconds left in this candle. Trading the sim still at the moment. I'll go back to the evaluation in a little bit, but I haven't traded the evaluation for a few minutes just because I'm trying to let that kind of cool down. We've had some wins, we've had some losses. We essentially had a lot of wins, like little wins, but we had like 2 big losses. Up 1,700 in the sim. Let's jump over to the. So this is the sitch here in the for today. So we're at 75% win ratio, 25% loss ratio. We've taken 2 losing trades, but those 2 losing trades amounted to $355 plus fees. So whatever we paid in fees so far today, which is almost $80. But out of all the trades that we've taken today, we've taken 36 contracts. We've taken 6 winning trades and 2 losing trades. So total of 8 trades. Gross P&L, we're down 70 on the day, but I don't really think it's at that right now. I think that's actually negative 148 because we also have to worry about fees too. Remember that like you always got to calculate those in. Getting a bounce off 35 yet again, which this has done so many times today. You can see we bounced up around 35 here. It's actually a bounce up to 50, really. We bounced up to 35 here a couple of times in this zone. So this is the micro E-mini or whatever. The micro ES. 9 is depth below the 12. About to get a crossover of the 26 to the downside. So I'd be looking for a short entry here. We got all these support levels though to work through. The 50 being one of the strongest supports that we've seen all day. And the 35 has also been really strong support. And earlier we had a move where we had this trend reversal to the downside, and it only happened for a brief moment. It was like right here, right in this zone, where it's essentially we went short right there for that crossover, and then we were really, that was kind of it. We were only down on the downward move for about 5 minutes. Right now, we've been coming off this downward move since I want to actually buy something since 7:45. So we've been reversing downward since. Look how strong that EMA 35 acts as support. You got to bounce off there once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now we're at it on our 5th time. And then we had several examples previously about with that EMA 35 acting as support. This is one of the most overlooked moving averages that I've seen out there personally. And I just think that it's one of the most valuable moving averages that I have on my chart. I started using it roughly 2 years ago, where I accidentally added it to one of my charts. In an attempt to add something else, I added a 35 somehow, and started watching what it was doing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's actually quite useful. And I've been able to see it act as support, act as resistance, and also be able to predict trend reversals before they take place. So for example, like this 35 crossing below this below the 26 can predict this downward trend, but more importantly, it's better at predicting upward trends, where if the 35 gets above the 26, it typically lets us know that we're going to see a trend reversal soon. So it lets us know that we can start looking out for that. Short 39.01. Nice, dude. That's a great short spot. Is my 35 MA and EMA? It's an EMA. Yeah. It's an exponential moving average. Almost everything on my chart is an exponential, except for the 26 is an SMA, and the 200 is an SMA. Everything else is an EMA. And on our chart here, we've got the 26 SMA, which we use to determine, essentially if it's below the 12, we're an upward move. It's above the 12, we're in a downward move. Getting a reversal here on the TTM, you can see the yellow beginning to stack up there. 38.95 might be a decent entry for a long. Maybe go 3 ticks here. Keeping it small right now while we build up a cushion. Big pullback. You know what I just realized though? The 9 is not above the 12. So we would be looking for really quick in and out. We have 15 seconds left on this candle. 3 green candles in a row, bouncing off that 35, and we see an entry point. 5 seconds. That would have been a nice entry actually right here off this 38.95. See if we actually begin to trend back up. kind of sitting on our hands for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, other than the sim trades that we took. All right, breaking down now. So we did not get that crossover there that it was attempting. Now it's got this 35 acting as support yet again. On the sim side, we do have some extra cool little studies like this possible crossover here, and so that can kind of give us better determination. And we've also got a -4 on the TTM, switching over to yellow. Could be switching over to a cyan switch soon. Nice little pullback there for an entry. Hit the bid. All right, we got an entry there for a move up to 38.98. Gonna go to the eval and join the bid.
Order filled.
All right, so
Order
we got
filled.
that move that was 3 ticks to the upside on the evaluation. Traded the micro, so that was only worth $30. Okay, the fees are for the micro, so that's nice. So we still essentially get to build this back up. On the evaluation, we're down 129 on the sim. We're up $2,012.50. Big rejection on that. Maybe not. TTM went from -4.2 to -3.3. That is definitely momentum. Stacking 9 crossed over to 12. Let's jump to the mini and see if we can get scalp here. Getting a bit of a sell-off. See some people, looks like profit taking. By the way, if y'all are chilling, please, feel free to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff helps our channel grow, helps YouTube suggest this to anybody else. So, looking up on the chat, currently 5 p.m. Wow, where are you located? It's like 8 o'clock in the morning for me. Up really pretty much since last night. Up at 3 so I can go to the gym. And then right after that. All right, let's jump into the chats. So we did get a rejection off that 3,900 level, but we are getting a reversal on that TTN to see if we get the cyan stitch. But it's likely that we will. We get like 2 to 3 tick scalp on the E mini, not the micro. Just because it would let's build our cushion faster. It's like potential momentum on this one here. It's switching in red and green. It's looking more like it's gonna move to the upside, but yeah, there it is. Big pullback. Pretty heavy facility, man. I'm not gonna ruin my account off that. We're switching to the micro. Almost got the crossover. Really close to the crossover. So that's the 1226. That's this line here, and this white line is the 26 simple, 12 EMA. 12 above the cyan indicates a bullish trend. A bit here. Mystery. Too bad. 25 seconds left in this game. Pull back. Pull back there. TTM just out of the Bollinger Band. Getting red dot on TTM. But the TTM is now at pretty much flat. So we're really close to a cyan switch. Make it a little red TTM here, but really it's actually cyan right now. But we are getting this pullback. Right above the 12 though, so that's nice for the bullish, and the 9 just of the 26. But it's on the current candle. We need about 40 seconds to like 30-40 seconds to really determine that momentum, but it does look like it's going up. So close to that crossover, man. Right there. Try to show the bit on the there. On the sim for 5 ticks up. Eval. One, two, three. Still waiting for this pullback to really kind of play out. A 3, but probably to bed. Oh, looks like that trade happened. So we did get that rip towards the upside. Cyan switch has happened. Is it a full one though? Okay, so we got the 26 cross. We got cyan now. The band is still red. So we may get some volatility here until this turns green dot. Cyan at 1.3 off of 0.8. So a half up. I'm going to pull back a little bit here and just do this chart, a new fresh perspective. 900 is definitely our line in the sand. Super strong resistance there. VWAP though has worked its way up some. So the VWAP is approaching 39.80. So back here we were at 39.75, 38.75, excuse me. And now we're at around 38.80. So getting closer to where the candles actually are towards the highs. That is good for more bullish action, because what that really does, that's really kind of having us consolidate closer and closer to the VWAP, so it's not so far extended. So eliminating that extension gives us more room to run. So it's definitely a good thing. We're really close to these highs. Our high really was what? Here, like 39.03. And we're getting a rip right now. This 1226 honestly should have had more momentum towards the upside. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not aggressively charged. Normally, I would aggressively attack a crossover move like this, where the 12 is crossing above that 26, it's above the 12. But because we're running into the distance at that $3,900 level, and because the 35 is actually below the 26, I'm not aggressively attacking this. The other thing that was preventing from aggressively attacking to the ups was these red dots that were showing up in the TTM. What these mean is these means that we're outside of the Bollinger Band range, and kind of I really just look at it very simply. Not a good time to, or rather, not a good time to is more how I look at it, because I've actually traded these red dots for shorts before. It worked out great. So although I don't have a strategy for that, which is why I don't really do it often. Another bounce up at 35. The 5 is getting closer to the 26. Also good for more bullish action. The closer the 5 gets to this 26, the more indication we have that we're going to see more move to the upside. And especially if this 35 crosses above the 26, that is indicative of an upside move. No indicator 100%. And I want to make that very, very, very clear. Indicators really help you gather data and apply them to your strategy. But don't rely 100% on an indicator, because an indicator will sometimes be wrong. And it doesn't matter which one it is. There was a period of time where I was searching for the holy grail of indicators, like what is the exact one that's going to tell me when to buy and when to sell and all that. And it just doesn't exist. But you do have to do work. You do have to learn, and you do have to strategy up and stuff. So don't go searching for the gold indicator. But let's see. Double top of 39.01, short again. That's probably a good move there. Long-term mean on standard dev, lots of interest. Yeah. Oops. 15-minute be rolling over soon. Let's check the 15-minute chart, actually. If you let me share my screen, come on. There we go. Like, wouldn't let me share my screen there. Let's just 15-minute chart. There we are. 15. Ugh, that looks so ugly. It's so much downtrend. So we do have this this 39 here. Was actually a price level that I joined a long time ago. Still chilling on my chart. Yeah, I can definitely see the 15-minute rolling over, like you're talking about, at least a little bit towards, like, pulling back towards the view app. It's currently kind of bouncing off the 200 moving average on the 15. What I will say is that if the 50 gets 200, which is a long way off, really long way off, we're going to see, say, my guess is that we would see upward momentum on that. The 9 is above the 12 here, and something that's really cool about the moving averages that we use is that they're pretty applicable regardless of what time you're on. And it just, it's a matter of like what periods you like to trade, how long you like to trade. I like staying in trade for like 10 seconds a lot of the time. 5. Okay, so the 5 is definitely having some cooling. Went from 19, 18 to 18, 17 to 15 to 14, and our current one is at 14 with the cooling here. We do have this kind of a waving in the wind type of lag, but doesn't this look kind of like a Head and Shoulders almost? It's actually like an ABCD, really. ABCD is like where it's like A, B, C, D. So we get like it's also like a W win. So we are bouncing at 50 pretty well, which we've done times. The 50 is also a really strong area of support, just like the 35 is. $2,325 on our simulator, and on our eval we are down 129. We're getting a push right now to the upside, so maybe looking for an entry here. May cut this. It's not looking great. Also, guys, if you're trying to earn funding in the future market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. Elite Trader is super dope. It's the program I'm using to earn funding in the futures market. And right now, promo code JSBEST and the link in the description, get 25% off for Elite. So, personally, if you are looking to get funded, I would check out the one of the plans I think is the best value, 50K evaluation. I've actually done the math on every single one of these as far as the profit target goes. Outside of the fast track, I did the math, so I don't remember what it was. But the 50K eval was the one that really came out on top in terms of how many trades you have to take in order to hit your profit target. Profit target is only $3,000 on the 50K eval, but you can take 8 contracts of the E-mini. If you were to take 8 contracts at 5 ticks per trade, it'll take you 6 to 7, not 60, 6 to 7 trades if you hit this profit target of 3,000. Obviously, they would need to be winning trades, but yeah, with promo code JSBEST, you can get 20% off for life. Now, the other thing to think about too when in reverse is that's taking an incredible amount of risk, and so always make sure that you're only trading at risk levels that are comfortable for you. Because I can't tell you what your risk level is. That's up to you to make those decisions for yourself. Never been able to see the ABCD pattern. To me, all the moves down can be seen as the pattern. Oops, I don't know why that popped back up. Okay. Wow, huge red wick. Look at that. Rip up to these highs. That would have been a nice trade, though, right there. The one that we were talking about doing. Instead of my hands, sometimes it feels like too much. But I'm not trying to take trades that I'm comfortable with, and that's why. It's kind of challenging too. Like you're being on, like when you're on stream, don't get this like pressure to want to take trades, because like you want to be entered as well as educational. But it's just like a personal that I put on myself, and I know that affects trading. Because before I was streaming too, I had like some different ways to trade too, and essentially it wasn't that same kind of pressure. And so I try and make sure that I am managing that state at all times to make sure that I'm not over trading. So, TT on red, and we got that pretty rejection up there at that 3,900 level. So we did get that ABCD pattern, and get rejection up at the top at that ABCD. So, Tiny, this is the ABCD pattern. This is when it begins to roll over. Okay, it comes down and finds support. It bounces up and it hits sort of like a double top, and then starts back again. And that's where you can kind of ABCD pattern form. And then if it finds support, that's usually when you get that D part of the pattern, and then you can ride the D on the side. So, all right. So we did break below 50. It's looking more weak to me. I could see us pulling back to the VWAP now at this point, because we did pull below the 50. And if you notice, our other pullbacks here, we never pulled below the 50. We tapped it several times, but we never pulled below 50. Now we're pulling below the 50, and that's pretty crucial. So I can see us pulling back to the VWAP, being a trend reversal now. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put this on the sim at 12 ticks to the downside, and for an entry point here for a short. And we're now we're at 38.90. So maybe 30.92. Look to go short. Time in this 30 seconds. T10 went from 1.9 to, or negative 1.9 to negative 2.4. Big push up. Look for that downward push. Now we're looking for a 1 minute red candle to make a new low. It's basically the opposite of the 1 minute candle to make a new high. What that means is breaking down right below here at 390.25. Red candle below that and get more downward momentum. Currently tapped, didn't tap it, 1 tick away from it. This trade is a couple ticks in the green. Fill back up. Negative 2.8, negative 2.7. This is only moving by a factor of a half a point, so I don't like that. Are we up on the day? It's just barely on the ES. So the ES did go green, 0.08%. Not much, but some. I was looking for more of a rejection here. This red hammer candle, I don't like it as far as going short. So we're gonna move this. We're gonna move our sell order to here, to 38.91, which we did get. Taking 3 ticks in the eval, trying to get off of 38.91. Didn't get the entry point there. We did just now. Trying to get out at 3900.25, which we did just get just now. So that was a 3 tick trade to the downside, putting us at it was roughly worth about $20 after fees. So still working on that cushion. Let's switch over to the mini. TTM's within the Bollinger Band, definitely pulling back towards the VWAP now. It's considering going short of 38.90. I don't know about that now. Maybe off 38.91. How you guys doing so far? Just really curious. Todd, I like what you got to say, man. Anyone take your ideas. Standard deviation, best thing I've ever learned in trading. Give me 55 level this morning and 3901 this morning before market open. Nice. Got a decent amount of people watching today. I want to appreciate you guys just for showing up here. We love and appreciate all you optimists. And please take a moment to like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff helps this channel grow. We love and appreciate all you guys. And also check the links in the description too. If you guys want to also earn funding, just like I'm doing, check out Elite Trader Funding. These are super dope. I was looking up their. These guys are super dope. Allow you to keep the first 100% of the first $12,500. You get free resets at every rebill. If you use promo code JSPEST and the link in the description, you get 25% off for life. That's the current deal. But they also do all sorts of crazy deals all the time. And JSPEST will be your go-to code. It will always work. And it'll just be whatever the best promotion is at the time right now that these guys are offering. I personally think the evaluation is one of the best deals out there in the marketplace. You get 25% for life for that, and take 8 contract of the ES and 80 micros with a profit target of only $3,000, and you can earn for 50K. So really amazing stuff. You only have to trade a minimum of 5 days, and there's only one step. There's no additional steps. You don't have to do a second evaluation. It's just the one step, and you're good to go. They also have fast track evaluations as well, which I don't believe qualify for discount because they're already so cheap. But you know, they have really small profit targets. They're really expensive, and these ones do have a cap. You have to trade within 14 days. Just make sure you read whatever the rules are. What I really like about these guys, you don't have to be flat for certain news releases and stuff like that. You can really just trade how you want to trade. And that's what I like about them. And they're really, really, really cool people with amazing customer service. So check out if you guys are interested in funding in the futures market. Link in the description, of course. Also, too, links in the description as well. You can also join our email mailing list. We email daily, usually about our streams coming out, but we also do other stuff as well, like things about content and type of stuff. Do I short the retest at 3901? Yeah, let's check it out. I did short. I did take a short here. Oh, this is another one. I took a short here at 38.91. Right now, our pullback is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row. Definitely on the downward trend. I really should have been continuing this short, but I've been scalping, trying to build up a cushion here, and I'm switching back over to the mini from the micro, looking for a like 2 or 3 tick to the down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles in a row. We're bound to get a green soon. Pulled back almost all the way to the VWAP. Oh. It's cracked like my whole body. Sitting there a while. Get some indecision here at this 38.84 level. We did come back and test VWAP earlier, I think. No, it pulled back to 50. 1 second left on this candle. Wow. That would have been a nice move. Whoa, look at this. That was way more momentum than I was expecting there. I would expect this candle to fill back up a little bit from people filling the shorts. Do we see an entry point here? Would have been our entry right there. Now we're looking at the view app as broke right through it. Huge sell off here. A lot of volume on this. Did some news just drop? Because I mean that's a big. You're out 17 points, dude. Good, congrats, man. Congrats. That's awesome, dude. Nice trade. Nice trade. All right, fairly decent day, Optimus. I am red 110 on the eval, very green on the sim. Not like the sim nearly as much, but you know, it is nice just to validate that your trades work. You bounce off VWAP here. Now do we hold VWAP? That was a very momentous candle that pulled us back. That was like a $5, like 20 points. So really do we stay above VWAP? I'm hesitant to say yes because only because of where all the indicators are. But we did hold pretty nicely here, and we are getting a little bit of, and we are getting beats on the TTM, so we are in the Bollinger Band. So if we get a yellow candle on TTM, then B. But right now, bearish on it. I honestly feel like I'm maybe taking more trades, but I did trade a whole bunch this morning at like 3 or 4 in the morning before I went to the gym. This is Doji just down here. There it goes. I'm like, make a decision, dude. Time of sale seems like all that's going on for control. Spy, yeah. I want the crash so I can buy puts and win big on paper. And win big on paper. I love how you said that. That was great. What a nice trade there. Okay. Now, do we take a short off 39.80? That's the cue. Let's do it on the micro. It never pulled back to that though. I think I've like burned so many times that that I'm like out about just taking names at all. 39 would have been a great short. Now we'll see if the 200 acts as the support here. Get in right at the 200.
Order filled.
And looking for 5 down. Cutting it there.
Order
I think we
filled.
took 4 on that. Could have got 5. But 4. Actually, I think we took 3. Could have got the full 5. Now down 90 on the day on the eval. We're kind of fluctuating between the yellow panel here on the TTM red. So we may see a little bit of a move back toward the VWAP. My guess is we'll likely reject it and pull back down. Be surprised if we saw a little bit of a bounce up toward the VWAP. That's just my guess, though. Could be wrong. Here's our trades on the day, by the way. That all rhymed. So we're currently at a 81% win ratio, 81.8% win ratio, and an 18.1% loss ratio. Now, we've only taken 2 losing trades, but the 2 losing trades were rather large. Our largest losing trade was a loss of $275, unfortunately, and our other losing trade, I don't really know what that was, but our average loss is -177. So basically, simply put, our losses have been bigger than our wins, which is not what we want. We want to make sure that we're managing the risk in a way to where we have at least a 2-to-1 ratio to the upside. So we definitely need to be working on that. We've taken a number of trades today. So we took a loss of 275 and we took a loss of 80. So those were our 2 losses today. And then the rest have all been fees. So technically, in terms of trading, we're actually up on the day. But as for when it comes to the fees, that's brought us back down on the day. So our total fees that we paid is $110.64. Gross, we're actually up on the day, but it's because the fees were down. We are getting that yellow switch. So what I was saying here is that the 200 may act as support, and the yellow may actually indicate that we're going to push up. My guess, though, is that we're going to reject at the volume weighted average price. Everything in our indications look like it's going to go to the downside, but I'm surprised if we're going to push back up and test this view before rejecting it. Right now, we're just bouncing off the 9, just doing it on the downside, though. Big pullback on that. 10 seconds left on this candle. Again, I want to thank everyone for showing up today. I love and appreciate all you optimists. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff helps the channel grow. And actually, this has been one of our bigger streams in terms of attendance and people in the chat. So I want to say a real deep personal gratitude and thank you. We've only been streaming now for about 45 days, so not very long. But in that time, you guys have helped this channel grow substantially. We went from about 30 subs to over 130. So thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And I love and appreciate you guys. We definitely need to start connecting more. I'll probably put together like a Discord server or something like that so that we can talk about these kind of strategies. Todd, you got some great information. I would love to see you in there. Tiny, I love your positive attitude and your optimistic outlook on things. So, I'd just love to see you guys in there. I'm going to work on that this week. It takes a little bit of effort and time to set up a good Discord group. So I'm going to make sure that I take the time to set it up right for you guys. Yeah, Tiny, you've been here since day one. I really, really appreciate that, and that's super awesome. You were actually, I think, one of the first persons to ever comment in the chat thread, so I appreciate that. Here's that push towards the VWAP. You can see we're almost getting like a cyan switch, but we're a long way off on actually pushing up heavily. Now we are getting a 35 cross above the 26. Now remember, we use the 35 a lot of times in order to determine a trend reversal. So with the 35 getting above the 26, that actually helps us see that in the near future we may potentially see a trend reversal to the upside. It's just one of those indicators that I started using about 2 years ago, and it's helped me make some rather large trades in stocks, and I apply it to use it with trading futures. I've always used it with crypto ever since I discovered it about 2 years ago, and it's worked out really well. So indicating a trend reversal to the upside, probably looking at that in my guess is sometime in the next 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. We're close to a cyan switch here too on the TTM. Not much of a pullback below that VWAP though. Pretty much bounced off the 200. Let's see how the TTM numbers are stacking. So when we switched to yellow, we were at negative 10.7, 10.4, 9.8, 9.3, then 8.3. That one's a good one. And then 7.3. And that's our current one. So we're actually moving up the TTM by a factor of 1 each time, which is a lot for futures. We're getting also a possible crossover, and that's the 1226 crossover that this is indicating here for us. 26 crossover is a really solid crossover, but in futures, I do see a fair amount of fake outs with it. So a lot less fake outs with it in regards to crypto and with stocks. But with futures, I've seen a fair amount of fake outs with it. So we may try to adjust that for trading futures, but it is helpful, bare minimum, for us to be able to determine that we are seeing a move potentially to the upside. So it's been really helpful for that. And actually too, like if you do go back, it is pretty solid a lot of the time. You can actually see like it crossed over like right over here, and we had a huge bull run after that. So it is pretty accurate, but I do notice fake outs with futures in a way that I don't notice it with stocks. So it's a little bit different. Now we're at negative 5.2 on the TTM. This is looking good for a move back towards the upside. 9 still below the 12 though, and we're still below VWAP, so not in any rush to go long, if you will. Although I might take a long position here in the sim, but not at 12 ticks. I might do it at like 5 ticks, and there was a nice jump there. Joining the bid here. Gonna jump to the evaluation. Evaluation is actually quite below the VWAP, so these numbers are a little bit different. We got 3881 here, and here we've got 3879. So they're off by about $2 on the VWAP there. We're on the mini or the micro, not the mini. Look for an entry New candle here. Seeing a pullback. Almost got a cyan switch. Really close to it. Wouldn't be surprised if we get on this candle or the next. Ugh, tried to join the bid there, missed it. We did get the trade on the sim. I tried to join the bid like right here. It's too late now though. That was the move. Still getting that possible crossover. TTM is now at negative 3.4. If y'all don't know what the TTM is, it's a really, really dope indicator. Really accurate. Really great at spotting trend reversals. I have a whole video on it that is pretty in depth. So you may want to check that out. I'll probably update that video sometime next year. My guess, just for some other things that I've learned about the TTM since then. But it's still a super helpful video that you can use to get acquainted with the TTM and see how you can use it for trend reversals and momentum attacks too. Okay, got hitting the VWAP here.
Order filled.
Going long, 5 ticks. Looking for 5 ticks to the upside. Looking for
Order
there
filled.
we go. We got that. So now we're just down 71.20. So we really did come back a lot on the day. We've taken a lot of trades in order to get there. We certainly could have done this on the mini and done it a lot faster. But I'm trading small right now because my intention is to actually build up a cushion up to about $500-600 in our evaluation and then go from there. Because we've gotten very close to passing the evaluation a couple of times now, only to trade ourselves backwards and end up failing. We really don't want to do that again. I'm tired of paying for that. So really trying to take it slow. I do think that trading the evaluation makes you a better trader. Like, no joke. I think it really does make you better at your strategy. I think it really makes you a lot more cautious when it comes to trading, and it helps trade setups that you really truly understand. Totally forgot I had this tea. I got that oolong. The wrench at the end of our knee. I don't know what that is. We get one of those wrenches. I don't know what you're talking about. We're trading for a pretty long time today, actually. Surprisingly, I'm not like worn out. Like I'm kind of worn out, but not like that much. I'm gonna jump to the mini here. Look for a two tick, maybe a 2-tick trade. Right now is not it for me. Candle here, and the reason why I actually try to take bounces in futures, and I've had it back on my face almost every time. So I've done it with stocks pretty successfully, but that's I can hold stocks and pullbacks more. So if it ends up pulling back, a few pennies, I should say, stock, it's a heck of a lot different than a few ticks on the ES. So we look for a break over, really over this 38.83 level. Just because you saw that we came up, tapped it, and pulled back. So it's not like an excessively powerful resistance zone, but it's our current just little I'm going to call it a micro resistance zone. How's that? TTM is stacking on the upside. Where are we at with it? Let's check in on TOS side. So we went from 0.8 to 2.0, so pretty good, to 2.7. So this is definitely looking good for a momentum move upward. And we have a little bit of a flag just above the VWAP. We did get the 1226 crossover, but we are pretty far away from the 35. So the 35 may act as resistance for us for a short period of time, potentially even a long period of time. But we'd want to see the 9 and the 12 get above the 35. Then we'd be in a position to see a multi-prong move again. At least that's my experience. Not going to speak in definite terms because, it's the market. Things change. So from 2.7 to 3.4 on the TTM. One thing I have noticed, though, is that my strategy works well in bull and bear markets. That's one thing I have learned about my strat, and I'm very grateful about that. Look for 2 ticks on the sim. Entry point of 38.82.25. Currently down. Got the 2 tick to the up, and coming up now to test the 50. 15 seconds left on that. Missed that entry. Was looking for 33.75. It was there. Gone. 3 seconds on this candle. 2, 1, not entering because it's a fresh candle. Could get a pullback. Don't really want to get caught in that. Try for 3 ticks here. Again, guys, if you want to communicate with us a little bit more, feel free to join our mailing list. It's the very first link in the description. And when you guys join our email mailing list, you'll get content that we don't share anywhere else. So by all means, opt into that. And you'll receive a daily email from me. We don't spam you. We don't send you a bunch of stuff. We don't sell your data or any of that kind of thing. It's just a way for us to be able to stay in touch and whatnot. So let's see. That's part of why I have to wait to try the evaluation again. I need to be more secure in my trades. Yeah, that's kind of just. I mean, that's all trading. So that 50 or that 35 did act as resistance, and we are getting a pullback. You can see the TTM is struggling between a cyan and a dark blue, potentially cooling off, pulling back to the VWAP. I've been looking for I'm looking for a VWAP bounce here now. Big pullback off that 35. $10 seconds left on this candle. For the next candle, I'd want to see it break past this 35 with some gusto. Right now, bulls and bears are kind of in the same boat as far as the battle goes. Bears winning on this candle. Probably not really like that. Just the bears are winning on this candle. Be wary, the bears. A straight up rejection off 35. Again, you can see how powerful this EMA 35 is as far as being a support and resistance level. Oftentimes, it acts as support when we're in a bullish pattern, and it acts as resistance when we're in a bearish pattern. So, um, it's also a really key level once we break over it to shifting the trend toward the upside. So I've seen it happen time and time again. So this is definitely an indicator that you may want to check out. Might be worth your time. Currently still down $71 a day in our evaluation. We came back pretty from a pretty bad L for the most part. We've taken a total of how many trades have we taken today? We've taken a total of 12 trades today. I had to remember to look at this. With only 2 losers, but those 2 losers added up to over like $350. So simply put, we really need to work on our profit ratios, making sure that we're taking a 2-to-1 profit ratio. That's pretty challenging a lot of the times when I'm scalping with no stop loss. And I scalp with no stop loss because basically I'm not trying to get stopped out. Essentially, that's all it is. Dropping back below the 200 moving average and below view app. That's a bad thing in terms of trend reversal. It looks like we may continue this downward momentum. Although this could be considered ascending support here, but I'm not going to consider that myself. Pretty large hammer candle. That was a big dip though, from 81 down to 78, about $3. Pretty large dip there. Duh, Bears. Yeah, I don't know who said that. I swear that was from like an SNL skit or something like that from a very long time ago, but it just was like, just went very viral. If I could make money, if I could make money from selling my data, I would. Yeah, this is actually a theory that I've had, okay? All these different companies are always selling all of our data all the time, right? You get on your phone, you go to Starbucks, and you walked into that Starbucks, all of a sudden your location data is now sold to somebody else. Or you walk by that Starbucks and you get an ad because you walked by that Starbucks. So that your data, whether it's location data or your email address or all those other things, it's all being sold all the time by all these different companies. I believe personally, this is just a theory, but one thought that I've had is that these companies should give you a cut of the profits of the advertising. And here's why. Because I used to be a digital marketer back before my injury, and we would run things like Facebook ads and all these different ads on all these different social media networks. And we would have access, just being a business page on Facebook, we would have access to everything from your income data to, now obviously we wouldn't know exactly who was associated with what. Only Facebook really had that data, but we would have access to the income data, the demographics, like your zip code, your area code, male, female, like just everything, every little minute differentiation you could think of between every single human. We would have access to that. And my thought is that they should share those profits with you. Like if your data gets used in an advertisement of some way, in some kind, and that marketer is paying that network for that advertising, and that data is being assessed, you should get 5% of whatever they're paying that advertising network. You should get like 5% of that. Then you would just continually get checks in the mail from all those data that's constantly being advertised, and everybody wins. Nobody cares that they're being, having all their privacy just constantly breached because they're getting paid for it. At the same time, advertisers and social media networks and ad networks still get to do what they're already currently doing without any flack from customers. So it's just a win-win-win for everybody, because currently it's a win-win for the advertiser and the advertising network, but the customer is in a lose type situation for a lot of it. Granted, they may get some cool ads that they didn't ever otherwise think about, but at the same time, they're not getting a cut of the profits, and they should. That's just my theory. Yeah, I personally believe that we should get a cut of all those advertising dollars, personally, because they're using our data to do that advertising, and it's justified in the sense that, like, if we use the social media network, or if we use those types of things, what we're actually agreeing to, it's not a free network. People think that Facebook is free. People think that TikTok is free. It's not. It's a trade. You're trading your data for access to the platform. So it's not a free thing. It's a trade. So, and that's something that a lot of people don't really tend to think about. So we did pull up and come back up towards VWAP, but we do have we did cool off a lot on the TTM. We are kind of holding the VWAP here. Now, if we could get the 9 above the 12, the 9 and 12 above the 35, then we'll be in a position for some upward moves. Coming up at 9 o'clock, I think it's exactly 9 o'clock. So it's 9:02. So just got the turn of the hour. This was 9 o'clock here. This nice big green candle with all this volume in it. That rushed back towards VWAP. Gonna pull back a little bit on the chart here and just see where we're at. That's a little better to look at. So we got this ABCD pattern forming here directly above the VWAP. TTM going red right here at VWAP. It may not matter. It may just be a real quick temp red. Missed the entry there on the sim. Just trying to enter at like 38.91 or 38.81 or whatever, somewhere in that range. Nope, we just got it. And then I just hit flat. So I had already went to it. Again, resistance at the 35. Still red on TTM. Up 3,107.50 in the sim and down about 70 in the eval. I want to thank everyone for sticking around with me. If you're still here, and I don't know if you have my data, I love that. Yeah, that's just my thought. I think we should go like 5%. It's a tiny little kickback, but I know because I knew a lot of digital marketers who were earning 7 figures. I knew people who were spending over $1 million a month on ad spend. So that's like $12 million a year. I think that the giant pool of people that they're advertising to should get a tiny little cut of that, and not for any other reason, but because it's their data that's being moved, not because they're contributing necessarily to it. So it's a little bit different in terms of just a different way of approaching that type of transaction. So I believe in creating win-win-wins where everybody wins. Like that the customer wins, the business wins. I absolutely believe in that. Just because I believe very much in abundance world. Which is why I call you all optimists. You know, I mean, like that's why we're the optimistic futures here. You know, it's because really, like that's what I'm trying to build. You know, like I think that the world could really use a lot of optimism right now, and so that's really what I want to speak into this existence, into this life. Let's try and bring some optimism back. You know. Okay, 9 below the 12. Indicating some downward move. TTM red, 35, still above the 26. Where is that 26? It's kind of hard to see with the support line here, so I'm going to get rid of that. I should say resistance line. Did get a downward cross. Haven't taken a trade in a while. Just haven't found anything I really like. And the few that I have, I missed the entries. Hitting 38.75. That's where our VWAP was earlier. We may end up finding support here. We'll see. Breaking below it. I want to go short, but I'm sketched out that it's going to have support at 38.75. There's the short. That's what I should have done. Big rip down. Waiting for this candle to fill back up a little bit. See if we can find an entry. 10 seconds left in this candle. Really missed that shot. 38.65 was where I was talking about going short, and we just ripped down off that. $4, 4 times 4, like 16 points. Or ticks, whatever you want to call it. Here's the getting filled. I just love saying that. Get short position up here in the sim. Wow, that filled up so much more than I was expecting. Holy moly. That was a fat loss on the sim. That filled up crazy big. Wow. Wow. Damn. That was nuts. That went all the way from down here all the way straight up back to VWAP. I'm so grateful I didn't take that in the eval. It was gnarly. This 200 is like right on the VWAP. This is annoying me. All right. So TTM flipped. Now went from -3 to -3.2 to -3 or 2.6. Getting a possible crossover again. Right at VWAP. Basically everything's right at VWAP right now. The 35 and the VWAP acting as resistance now. 35 right next to the VWAP, and you can see the 26, the 9, and the 12 are all right next to this 35 now. I think we're gonna see a move to the up here. Going for a rip on the sim. Also look for me here. Potential bounce off of VWAP. Have to wait for this red candle. $50 now acting as getting above the 35. That's good. TTM at -1.1 from -3. So also looking good for momentum to the upside. I'm going to bump this to like 5 ticks. New candle form. Nine, not quite above the 12 yet. Stream for an extra long time today. I want to appreciate each and every one of you for showing your support and showing up here. I know I've said that a lot, but I really do appreciate it. 38.81 on the chart here. Look for the entry for a 5-tick move to the upside, and that would have been it. Let's look for another entry point. Got an entry point like right here. 38.81 is looking decent to me, but the 50 in the way here with that that resistance. We've got this possible crossover, and the 9 is sitting just above the 12 for this current candle move. I am pretty bullish on this. I'm just trying to find the right entry spot. Let's say another pullback here. It's getting kind of volatile. We're right near a cyan switch too. I certainly could have got a better entry on the sim, but I'm not going to complain about it too much. $10 left on this candle. Bouncing now on 35 on support. 9 starting to look solid above the 12. Looking pretty bullish. Bullish. Just looking for the right spot. Getting a pullback on a cyan switch. I don't think that pullback's gonna last though. Nice move there. Tried to get an entry there, but didn't like it. A few seconds left on this. And new candle. Opening red. 9 is above the 12. Looks like we just got the crossover just now. Join the bid here. Got the entry.
Order
Looking
filled.
for 5-tick move to the upside. Cut it
Order
there.
filled.
I took 1 tick. Glad I cut it. Could have gotten 2 ticks. But now negative 492 on the day. So we did come back a bit. Haven't got the full move yet. And we're still waiting on this move here. I do think that we're going to come up and hit 38.85 though. So there's our next bounce. New candle just started. Kind of dialed in here. Gonna pull back. Wait for the 9 and 12 to get above the 35. TTM stacking up nicely. Now it's about 2.4 off of 1.6. Big pullback. How y'all doing so far? What lovely tunes today. Yeah, been working on building this playlist. And I've also taken listened to some of the stuff from the other YouTubers as well, and seeing what they're playing. It's also helped me kind of just dial this in. Some of the stuff I've had to remove because I'm just not feeling it, but I'm trying to get more on this kind of happier jazz type stuff. That's just kind of what I'm into. Probably going to bounce around these current levels on the ES and SPY for lunch, but hopefully back down after. Big pullback. Honestly, I should have been watching this trade here. I really was expecting that bounce to happen a little bit more consistent there. TTM is still stacking 1.9 to 2.1 though. It's not enough of a stack for me to really like it. So I'm probably going to cut this trade, especially because we ended up pulling back some and regaining a little bit of our loss on it. So I'm going to cut it right there. Lost to 625 on that. Brought us down to positive 1575 on the day. Our peak of the day was like 3100, so we definitely pulled back quite a bit. We lost about half of what we made on the day in the sim. We did make the majority of our losses back on the evaluation, so I'm pretty happy about that because we did take a fair amount of trades in order to do it. We scalped our way there, and this negative $55, $54.92 after basically two really big losses. One was $80, but the one big one was $275. A pretty large loss. That was one of our earlier trades. We were up positive $42, and then we had a big pullback. And we cut it in order to manage our risk, only to have it fly back up again, which you've seen happen quite a few times on the channel. And clearly, it's something in my trading that is a consistent pattern that I need to work on and work out. So we switched over to the micro today, which is different than what we normally trade, and that helped us be able to take a lot of trades and a little bit of profit with very minimal risk. So hence why we started trading that today. Been trading now for almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. Feel free, guys. Please like, please subscribe, please ring the bell for notifications. Join the email mailing list, the very first link in there, and that'll help you guys get communications from me that I do not share anywhere else. I don't necessarily share it on this channel, and so y'all make sure that you join in the email list. I do email every day in the morning, just to remind you about the stream, and there's usually a little bit of market analysis in there. But we don't email a bunch. We do email every now and then as well about just like entrepreneurship and sort of like ways to make money and just sort of like inspirational, optimistic mindset type stuff, philosophy. So it's really kind of a wide variety actually of content. But we talk about a lot about that type of stuff. So that's the way I like to play my drums. You play drums? I didn't know that about you. Coffee jazz, and I also like to play slow, dark, jazzy sound as influenced by Pink Floyd and others. Yes, definitely. I love a lot of that type of stuff. One of my favorite sort of ambiance type music is summoning. If y'all ever listen to that, it's kind of it's like it's more on the metal side, but it does incorporate a lot of like ambient type sounds. Definitely not jazz, but it's still dope. Doing good still. I'm just checking in your comments, really. Doing good still at 7 trades, and when I close the put, that will be 8. Really need to not trade after that, so I'm holding so I didn't get any more. Understand. Big wick on that one. TTM is not really stacking. Even though we got cyan here, if you really look at this, we've got red dots forming. We basically went from 2.3 to 2.5 to 2.5 to 2.9 to 2.8 to now 3. So TTM really not stacking. It is in the cyan zone, but because we're not getting that stack of like at least of like a half a point toward the upside, or even better, like a full point, it's definitely not really much momentum. You can see that the trend is starting to go a little bit sideways, really just kind of hanging out here at VWAP. So because that's the case, No, I think that we're probably seeing a break happen for lunchtime over there on the East Coast, and so I think I'll probably go ahead and shut it down here. But before I go, guys, if you guys want to earn funding in the futures market and get a lifetime discount, check out Lead Trader Funding. I'm using these guys right now. They have amazing customer service. They're great people. They genuinely care about your success, and that's one thing I really like about them. Um, if you they have their own Discord server, they are incredibly helpful there, and the community is really awesome there too. But the 50K eval, in my own personal opinion, is the best value in the market. I did look at a lot of the prop firms, and I really like the 50K eval here. If you guys were taking the full 8 contracts and only taking 5 ticks, it would only take you 7 trades, 7 profitable trades in order to hit this $3,000 profit target. And I did the math on all these other ones at 5 ticks because that's a really common trade. At doing the max position size, and the 50K eval was the least amount of trades in order to earn the funding. So, and you can use promo code JSBEST and the link in the description to get 25% off for life on this account. On really any of the accounts here, I don't believe the fast tracks qualify for the discounts, but that's because they're already so cheap. So, so be sure you check them out, guys. And also too, like if you guys trade stocks, crypto, or options. I don't know why that didn't come out. If you guys trade stocks, crypto, or options, check out Webull. It's the very last link in the description, and you'll actually get 6 free stocks when you use my link and sign up. So, all right, guys. All right, optimists. I want to say thank you very much for showing up here. I love it. I appreciate you. I very, very deeply appreciate you guys showing up here. And I am going to take a break, probably get some food, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern time, and we're going to be trading probably some more micros because I thought that was an easier way for me to trade with less stress. So I'm probably going to be focusing on that. Hey, you two have a very fabulous rest of your day. I hope it's awesome out there in Okanagan, and yeah, I know it's pretty nice here on the western side of the Pacific Northwest. So, much love and peace. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, optimists. Love you.